The most recognizable clown on the planet almost wasn't a clown at all. He almost had a 10-gallon hat. Or a space helmet. Because before McDonald's had golden arches on every corner of the world, they had a room full of ad men arguing about whether their new mascot should be a cowboy, an astronaut, or a guy with a soda cup taped to his nose. They went with the soda cup. Let's talk about how close we came to Cowboy McDonald. In the early 60s, if you were a kid in Washington, D.C., you knew Bozo the Clown. Local TV, huge following, and the guy playing him was a young weatherman named Willard Scott, yes, the same Willard Scott who'd later spend decades telling America about the weather on the Today Show. McDonald's sponsored the Bozo Show. Smart move, kids dragged their parents in for burgers after watching their favorite clown. Then in 1963, the show got cancelled. McDonald's had a choice, lose that kid magnet entirely, or build their own clown from scratch and keep the magic going. They picked door number 2. They took Willard Scott, kept the act, and gave him a new name and a new look, a paper cup for a nose, a food tray balanced on his head loaded with a burger, fries, and a shake, and a magic belt that produced an endless supply of hamburgers. They called him Ronald McDonald, the hamburger happy clown. He looked, by pretty much every account, absolutely unhinged. A grinning stranger who convinces a kid to ignore his mom's warning and take free food from him. In one ad he hitches a ride on a rocket ship to the moon. It worked anyway. Local sales went up. McDonald's had something. Here's where it gets interesting. McDonald's wanted to take Ronald national. Big budget, real ad agency, the whole rollout. And that's exactly when the doubt crept in. Some voices at the agency floated killing the clown idea entirely. Westerns were massive on television at the time, so one pitch was to rebrand the mascot as a cowboy. Another camp wanted to lean into the space race and make him an astronaut. This was the era of the moon landing, after all, so a spaceman mascot wasn't a crazy pitch. For a stretch, Ronald McDonald wasn't a lock. He was one option on a whiteboard next to a sheriff's badge and a space helmet. And even after the clown concept survived that meeting, there was a second problem, the guy already playing him. When it came time to cast Ronald for national ads, the agency decided Willard Scott, the original Ronald, didn't fit the part. The character needed to read as energetic and lean on camera, and the agency felt Scott's build didn't match that. So the man who created the role, the one who workshopped the whole bit in front of DC kids, got quietly replaced before the character ever went national. Sit with that for a second. The guy who built Ronald McDonald from nothing got cut the moment it became a real opportunity. They kept the clown. They recast the face. And they leaned all the way in. By 1965, Ronald wasn't just a local gimmick, he was showing up at events like the NFL championship game, positioned as the company's official mascot. A few years later, McDonald's built an entire universe around him, McDonaldland, populated with the Hamburglar, Grimace, and a cast of characters designed purely to keep kids hooked. At his peak, McDonald's had roughly 300 people working full-time just to play Ronald McDonald across different markets, because officially, there's only ever one Ronald. He became so recognizable that McDonald's has claimed, with a straight face, that Ronald trails only Santa Claus in name recognition worldwide. All of that, hanging on a decision that could have gone cowboy. Or spaceman. Or nothing at all, if that first meeting had gone another way. So next time you see that red and yellow getup, remember, it wasn't inevitable. It survived a pitch meeting where grown men seriously debated putting a cowboy hat on a hamburger salesman. And the guy who actually built the character from nothing? Replaced before he ever got to cash in on it. Wildest part of the whole story, that's just how advertising works.